So, today we're going to talk about what might be the next giant leap for AI. It's this idea of moving beyond systems that just process our world to ones that can actually simulate it. We're talking about world models.
I mean, you've seen the headlines, right? AI today can do some truly staggering things. We've got systems like Gemini solving math Olympiad problems, others passing the bar exam. They've pretty much mastered the world of abstract logic and language.
But, and this is a big but, why is it that an AI can become a chess grandmaster, yet it struggles with something a toddler learns without even trying? That simple act of picking up a glass of water requires a kind of physical intuition, a sort of common sense that has been AI's most surprising blind spot.
So, what is going on here? What's behind this weird paradox? Let's dive into this really surprising blind spot that even our most powerful AIs have. It all comes down to a classic idea in the field.
Okay, so there's actually a name for this. It's called Moravec's paradox. And it basically says that for AI, the hard stuff is easy and the easy stuff is hard. Things we find intellectually challenging, like complex math or chess, turned out to be pretty simple for an algorithm to figure out. But the graceful leap of a cat, or the intuitive physics of a 10-year-old clearing a dinner table, that stuff has proven to be incredibly difficult to replicate.
Okay, so how do we fix this? How do we give AI that missing piece, that physical common sense? Well, the answer might just be this incredible new approach called world models. All right, so let's break this down, because this is really the core of it. We're all pretty familiar with large language models, right? LLMs. Their whole goal is to predict the next word. They're building a model of language. But a world model, it's playing a totally different game. It's trying to predict the next state of the world, the next frame in the movie, basically. It's trying to build a model of reality itself. Just imagine this for a second. The AI has this little computational snow globe in its head. It's like its own private universe that it can shake up, watch everything fall, and just learn. Learn the rules of physics, cause and effect, all of it without any real-world risk. And the real game changer here isn't just reacting to things, it's anticipating them. It's about genuinely predicting what's going to happen next. That's huge. You know, Jan LeCun, who is the chief AI scientist over at Meta, he put it perfectly. He said LLMs are great at talking about the world, but world models are designed to simulate and act within it. It's the difference between a brain in a jar and an intelligence that can actually move around and do things. And this isn't just some sci-fi theory, by the way. This is already happening. World models are the key that's letting AI jump off the screen and into our physical world. Let's look at some real-world examples. Okay, first up, logistics. This is a massive testing ground. Think about these huge warehouses with like 10,000 plus robots just swarming around. With world models, they're not just bumping into things and reacting, they're predicting where a person or another machine is going to go and then smoothly adjusting their path ahead of time. It makes everything way more efficient and a whole lot safer. And then you've got healthcare, where the stakes are obviously so much higher. There are already FDA-approved systems, like Medtronic's Hugo, that are in operating rooms. I mean, imagine microsurgery, where the system just completely cancels out the natural tremor in a surgeon's hand. We're talking about precision on a level that's almost hard to believe, like stitching together blood vessels thinner than a human hair. The robot isn't just a tool anymore, it's an intelligent partner. And of course, all of this leads to what we're seeing everywhere now, the rise of humanoid robots. You've seen the crazy videos from Tesla, Figure AI, Boston Dynamics, all of them. The reason this is happening now is because world models are finally giving these robots the brains they need to work in our messy, unpredictable world, not just a perfectly clean factory floor. Okay, but let's pump the brakes a little bit. It's not all perfect. The road ahead is actually filled with some pretty big roadblocks. This tech is powerful, for sure, but it is far from perfect. And this is maybe the most important thing to get. Just because an AI can predict something perfectly doesn't mean it actually understands it. It might just be really, really good at faking it. Check this out. This is a wild example from a research team. They trained an AI to navigate Manhattan using only taxi data, and it got amazing at it. It could find all the right routes, but, and here's the crazy part, when they looked at the map the AI had built in its head, it was total nonsense. Roads that didn't exist, physically impossible flyovers. It was getting the right answers for all the wrong reasons. That's the huge challenge, building a world model that's actually coherent. And on top of that, you've got other big hurdles. There's this kind of uncanny valley of physics, where the simulations are good, but they're just slightly off.
These models cost an absolute fortune to train, which means only a few huge companies can really build them. And just making sure their simulations stay logical and don't go off the rails over time, that's a massive technical problem.
So, when you put it all together, the incredible potential versus the very real problems, where do world models fit into the grand story of AI? Are we really looking at the next revolution here? Yeah, I think this timeline really helps put it all in perspective. AI started with these really rigid if-then rules back in the day. Then it moved to mapping out spaces, a technique called SLAM. And that led to today, with the incredible but mostly reactive LLMs we have now. Each step was a huge leap. World models feel like the next logical phase. We're going from reaction to predictive physical reasoning. It's a fundamental shift from just processing symbols to actually simulating reality.
And here's a stat that will absolutely blow your mind and shows why this is so important. A big language model is trained on about 10 to the 14th bytes of text. That is a truly insane amount of data. It would take you 500,000 years to read it. But get this, a 4-year-old child processes about the same amount of data just through their eyes. What does that tell you? It tells us that true intelligence isn't just about reading books. A massive part of it comes from just watching and interacting with the real physical world.
So that's really the big question we're left with, isn't it? The brain of AI, which for so long was just a passive observer, is now getting a body. This technology isn't stuck on our screens anymore. It's stepping into our hospitals, our warehouses, and pretty soon into our homes. The physical world is the new frontier for AI, and that changes, well, it changes everything. The question isn't if AI is going to enter our world anymore. The question is, how are we going to shape its role when it does?